Hey there, FabFans. It's Saturday. Today, my video is going to be kind of miscellaneous business. First of all, I want to talk about some stuff that all of us FabFans have been chatting about and talking to you guys about in our videos. We're talking about doing some different challenges and some stuff to kind of liven up the channel since we're all kind of running out of ideas and all of that sort of stuff. So what my idea is kind of similar to Sophie's idea about the trivia challenge. I think that we should each be assigned 3 or 4 questions, trivia questions as hard as we can possibly think of, and have to answer them on our videos without any prior knowledge of what they are and without any help of the internet or books or anything like that. I think that would be really fun, and it would kind of test us on our knowledge of the Beatles, and you can maybe make it into a little contest and see who knows the most about the Beatles of the FabFans. But I think we should have the audience, you guys that are watching this video, I think we should have you guys send in trivia questions. Just message the channel and send in some trivia questions and see if we can answer them. So, and you can maybe type it in and say, hey, this is my question and I want to give it to a specific FabFan, or you can just maybe do it as a general question and anybody can use it. So I think that would be really a fun game challenge thing to do. I also like Sophie's idea that she talked about Thursday about the songs and seeing maybe what's on our MP3 players and what's their favorite song and that kind of stuff, our most played albums. I personally have 86 Beatles songs on my MP3 player, which is kind of fun. I didn't have that many just even, a few months ago. So I've been downloading and buying and all kinds of stuff. I love finding new music. It's always exciting. So, yeah. I have 86 on mine, and my current favorite Beatles song, I'm actually trying to learn it on the piano. I've taken piano lessons and vocal lessons, and I've been in choirs and all kinds of crazy stuff, but I am learning on piano You Never Give Me Your Money, and it's really exciting, and I love it. I think it's a gorgeous song, for one thing, but it's also super unique and kind of just different, and so that's one of my current favorite songs that I'm obsessed with at the moment, and which is kind of odd for me because I don't really care too much for the later period all that much. I think it's great quality music. I just can't shake the feeling that it's not, I don't know if I want to say Beatle-y enough, but I feel like they started to lose that, that signature Beatles sound that they were so heavily influenced their music toward, in the earlier period. But anyway, yeah, so I also know that the circumstances that it was recorded under were kind of tense and hostile and all of that stuff. So it's kind of hard for me to listen to it and say, oh yeah, it's great stuff, because it's all great music. I love it all. It's just kind of a different feeling, I think, than the earlier stuff, which I love the earlier stuff. So, but anyway, so that's me. Anywho, okay, so I'm done talking about that now because I've talked about it way too much already. So if you guys want to comment below and maybe tell us what you guys think would be cool challenges or stuff for us to do on the videos, what you would like to see, let us know. Comment on my video or comment on somebody else's video or something. So, okay, next order of business. I wanted to talk about 2 different things that I have discovered this week about the Beatles. My dad was watching, he likes the Antiques Roadshow on PBS, and so he was watching that this week. I think it was on Sunday, the day after I posted my last video, and he was telling me that he saw this album brought in by the Beatles, and it was the Yesterday and Today. I think you guys know probably what I'm talking about. Was the Butcher cover with the baby dolls and they were headless and they had butcher's coats on and stuff, and it's really weird, and I don't even know who thought of that. I gotta do some research on that. But so this guy brought this cover in, and I guess they only sold that album at Sears for 1 day in the US because it was so controversial. They took it off the shelves the next day. So a very limited amount of people have this album, and these albums are floating around, just kind of aimlessly with people not really knowing how much they're worth. Well, this person brought this album in, and they appraised it to go for $12,000 to $15,000, which I was like, holy crap. So, you know, be looking in your record collections and stuff. But I went online and looked at the Antiques Roadshow website on pbs.org, and they had some other Beatles memorabilia that were brought in at one point in time. And this guy brought in his Meet The Beatles album, which was released in 1964 in the US. And his dad was the president of Rickenbacker Guitar Company at the time. So, but anyway, so he brought in this album, and it had been signed by the guys after their Ed Sullivan appearance in February 1964. And the guy signed it, and he brought this thing in, and it was worth, I think it said $150,000. I mean, seriously, $150,000. The only other signed copy of that US album that the guy could think of that was similar to that was one that Louise Harrison had signed, which is George's only sister, had signed like a day later. So I am totally amazed that you can get $150,000 for a signed album by the Beatles. So be looking in your record collections and make sure that you don't have anything, that your parents aren't keeping anything secret from you, because you could be making $150,000 off of it. Anyway, so I post the link to that in the sidebar so that you can look at it, and it's a really cool story. You should definitely read it. He has, you know, tells a story about it, and they also have the video up of the appraisal. So that's the one thing. And then the other thing was I watched Monty Python's Life of Brian. I love Monty Python. Monty Python's Flying Circus is my other great love. It's like Beatles, Monty Python. I love it. I've worked my way through the entire Flying Circus series. I've seen all of the movies. Life of Brian, I've seen before. I watched it again the other night because I couldn't go to sleep, and so I turned on my laptop and watched it on my laptop. And I'm looking in one of the scenes, and I'm like, holy crap, that guy looks like George Harrison. I'm completely flabbergasted, sitting there pausing the screen and looking like, oh my gosh, that has to be George Harrison, because a lot of you probably know that he was involved in the production of Life of Brian. His production company, I think it's called Handmade Films, was actually founded so that he could produce Life of Brian, which is kind of cool. But anyway, so I'm looking, and it's totally George Harrison. I Googled it, I got on Google, and I found numerous articles that George Harrison made a cameo, and that was him. So I'm really excited about that, but I'll post a link in the sidebar so that you can watch the video yourself. The details are that, I think, let me look, he comes on the screen at 1 minute and 13 seconds and then speaks at 1:27, and he says, hello. He just like leans forward and he's like, hello. But anyway, so really, really funny. Awesome. Anyway, so that's that. Life of Brian. Love Life of Brian. Love Monty Python. Hilarious movie. So inappropriate, but so hilarious. Anyway, that's my video for this week. Again, if you are interested in being a Fab fan, we have positions open, and you should audition because it's so much fun. And so if you want to audition, make a video audition, and make it a response, post it as a response to one of our videos, either mine or somebody else's. You should definitely do it. It'll be fun. So if you're interested even at all, just do it, and we'll talk to you about it. If you have any questions, message us. Yeah, so that's it. So you guys have a great week. I'll see you on Saturday. Okay.